subscribe to the YouTube, and also check out our podcast.
Don't forget TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Yeah, I got to get with the program. TikTok is up and running, and I'm like the last one, so I got to get with the program. TikTok is booming. We get more interaction with TikTok than anything else, so
it's crazy. Instagram,
it's
TikTok, they're on top of it.
Sure. Yeah, I got to get on it.
We are live, gentlemen.
What's up, guys? It's Titan Lifestyle, live, Big Drew in the lab. Every Friday, 2 p.m., Titan Lifestyle. We talk about topics, we talk about Titan events, and we always start off with Therapy of the Week. I got my brother from another mother on the line. You guys can check him out on the monitor. Everybody want to say what's up to John?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing out there? Wish I could be in the studio with Big Drew. We still haven't got to get our in studio yet for the first of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully next week we'll be there doing it together, so I'm excited. Either way, I couldn't miss another show, man, so I want to be a part of it.
Being busy is a good thing, though. It's better than just sitting around. So as long as you're not chilling, as long as you're doing something, being busy is always a good thing. Not doing
new level,
too
baby.
like it's almost like too much work will drive you insane.
Yes.
But not working at all will drive you insane, you know. So it's like you got to find that happy medium where you're just like crazy. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, let's jump into these topics and therapy of the week. Ironman Therapy performed like Ron Jeremy.
Superhero, baby. Like a superhero.
Yeah, if you guys want to get your Ron Jeremy on, if you don't know who Ron Jeremy is, you can Google that, R.I.P. Ron Jeremy. But yeah, this Ironman is it's a therapy. It's an oral therapy. It has Viagra and Cialis in it, so it's gonna get your blood going.
Hold on. One correction. So this one's got sildenafil and arginine in it.
Sildenafil and arginine. Sorry, guys.
Yes,
we got so much firepower over here. We got Superman. We got Iron Man. We got Superwoman. We got Cupid's Candy. But yeah, this is the one with the sildenafil, which is Viagra. It also has arginine. Arginine is going to get your blood flowing a little bit more than just the Viagra alone. But yeah, this combination is potent, guys. If you have a first timer, or if you're having trouble, or if you've been having trouble, guys, getting erections and you don't know why, and you haven't gotten your blood work done, chances are it's a hormonal issue. So all the guys out there popping Ironmans and Supermans and PT 141 and not getting their blood work done, they're like, oh yeah, well it's fine. As long as it's working, that's fine. You don't really want to just keep taking it just to perform better. You want to get your health right. So make sure your hormones are on check so you don't have to just, take this. But you could take this even if your hormones are in check. Yeah. Guys that say they don't need it, you may not need it, but it's kind of like Hercules potion. When I put Hercules potion in my bicep, I pump up my bicep real good. If I don't have the Hercules, I still get it pumped, but it's not as good. Mm-hmm. So the Iron Man, Superman, PT, all the stuff we got is the same way. You think you don't need it? All these guys, I don't need it. I'm like, okay, well just try it one time, and then you may say you don't need it, but she might like it.
Oh yeah, it's always best to perform your best, right?
Yeah.
And that's not gonna put a negative check mark in the box for you with your partner. When you perform better, your partner's gonna be happier. She might, or he might, or whoever it is, get up and cook you dinner, breakfast afterwards, whatever it is.
Yeah, I have my new pair of J's sitting by the. I bought you the pair. Oh, okay,
You
but
might find a golden ticket somewhere for sure. 100%.
Yeah, and the thing, one thing about this too is you see like not just with like. Drugs for ED and performance enhancing, sexual performance enhancing. There's a lot of guys now, we actually can admit to certain stuff we do where we didn't do it before. It used to be women back in the day, if she's before intercourse, if she's dry, she could use some type of lubrication. That's never a problem. Okay, no problem. But we can't say what we're using. Nowadays, we could tell women we shave our chests. We could tell women we use this, use that. It's more accepting. Right. So it's not a situation where it's like, oh yeah, he has to use this, he has to use that. It's just, whatever works. Women have been doing it forever, forever.
Absolutely. I mean, even guys, as far as that goes, man, even if you need to use this medication to get to that point, there's no shame in that, right? Wow. And, to your point about doing the blood test, like if you're taking one of these, in bedroom enhancing, libido enhancing therapies, and, you're doing that because you're worried about the bedroom part of it. The blood test is going to show you what's going on the outside too, as well. So what I mean by that, like your energy, your mental clarity, all these different things. So instead of just performing in the bedroom, you want to perform everywhere else, right? In business, your relationships, whatever it is. So, Ironman Therapy is definitely one of our top blood flow therapies there are. It's for maximum blood flow. That's why we call it Ironman for sure, because it's going to step up and really hit the challenge where it needs to. So it's a good therapy out there. And like Drew said, we have a number of other therapies like Superman's, even for girls, Wonder Woman's, and Cupid's Candy, and PT-141 for both. It just really depends on who you are, what you're trying to achieve. And we've got something for everybody, and especially in this category. And nobody else has like an arginine, sildenafil mix like that out there. So Ironman is truly a great therapy.
Another thing too, kind of not off subject, but for going a different avenue. If guys have used Viagra or Cialis or other drugs like that are used like that in order to work out or before athletic performance, I know a lot of people that before they go to a bodybuilding competition, they'll take a Viagra the night before or the day of just to get the blood going and get the pump going. So it's not just going to target a specific area. I mean, it is a little bit, but it's kind of systematic, so you're going to get a pump all over. So if you guys have a weekend, you're going to hang out with someone, you're going to maybe take some photos, you want to go to the beach, this and that, it's like a perfect thing, not just for sex, but for a pump all over. So it's like, why not be able to perform good in the bedroom and have a good pump? More blood into the muscle means more muscle. So, I mean, it kind of goes all around. The only thing I wouldn't recommend in terms of what not to take with it is I wouldn't take a lot of caffeine with an Ironman. That's just me. I mean, that's just the way I feel on it. If I take too much caffeine with some of these, it's almost too much. I don't really need that. It's going to wake me up anyways once it starts doing what it's supposed to do. So,
well, think about this too as well, Drew, right? So you're kind of going against the grain when you're doing that.
Yeah.
So it's okay to take a little bit of caffeine or stimulants per day, right? But when we talk about these drugs, in particular the sildenafil or tadalafil, right? So Viagra, Cialis, these things are vasodilators. Now, somebody asked me the other day, like, what does that mean? What does vasodilation mean? And in layman terms, this is what it is. If your blood vessels expand, and what happens is more blood flow and oxygen goes throughout the body. So when we talk about stimulants, we talk about vasorestriction. And what happens there? It's the opposite effect where it constricts on the blood vessels, making it harder for blood to go through.
Yeah.
Even though you would think, blood, when you're stimulating, you're going faster, it's going to be pumping a lot quicker.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. So if you take in too many stimulants, like you're talking about, then it can cause. I mean, you're still gonna get a pump, but it probably wouldn't be the better one of everything if you're taking a whole bunch of stimulants or caffeine. So if you're going overboard on that, definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are doing caffeine within reason, within maximum dose 200 milligrams, like what our ECA has, is maximum dose. Yeah. But what I'm talking about is guys that are kind of extremists. Yes. They want to do, 2 scoops of pre-workout with 2 Viagras or something crazy. I mean, that's very bad for your heart. Very, very bad for your heart. You don't want to get raced up too much. So I'd even recommend cutting your caffeine dose in half. You take. That's just me. Again, like John said, it's still going to work, but you're going 2 different avenues. It's kind of like not getting enough sleep and drinking an energy drink when you should just get better sleep. You should just really just get better sleep as opposed to, it still works. I'm still waking up. You need to get sleep. So. Ironman's all you need, guys.
And to get the Ironmans, all you guys have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You guys can go to titanmedicalcenter.com to do that. We'll get it, and at that point, we can get you on the schedule, get you seen by the medical provider, and then you can order Ironmans or maybe one of our other therapies that doesn't require blood work, which are a ton. So at that point, just call or text us at 727-389-3220, guys.
Sounds good. Want to jump in these topics?
Yeah, let's do this, Drew, for sure, 100%. You got a good one to start it off.
We have one comment.
We got one comment. Let me check out the comment real quick. Let me just check the screen. I heard it come up.
Boom. That's it.
Jordan J. say, what is a good protocol for PCT using Tren? No protocol. I would never recommend Trenbolone. Trenbolone, he's referring as Trenbolone, Tren. That's not even... It's not prescribed in any pharmacy ever in the United States. That's a drug that's intended for horses and cattle. It's a veterinary drug. It's not safe. It's going to raise your blood pressure. It's going to make you erectile dysfunction. It's going to give you heartburn. It's going to make you moody. You're going to be sweating at nighttime. You're not going to be able to sleep, but you're going to be strong. I mean, come on. It doesn't make sense. So I would never recommend PCT with Tren. If somebody in the past has said that they've went to a place that does that, the place either isn't existing anymore, or they're not going to last long, because that is illegal to prescribe in the United States.
If they are out there.
Yeah, it's illegal to prescribe Trenbolone, and there's a reason why it's illegal. It's not safe. It's intended for animals. So, again, Jordan J., no PCT with Tren. Call 727-389-3220. Talk to our medical providers. They'll get you going with the right PCT. But first, get your blood work checked, because you don't want to just take something to PCT. You want to see where you're at before you start your PCT.
They won't be taking anything without a blood test anyway for PCT. So, with Trenbolone, when you ask me what is the proper protocol for PCT with Trenbolone, stop it immediately. Yeah. That's the protocol. And then after that, get a blood test done, right? And then see where the hormones are at. And if you need to adjust or we need to optimize levels, we can do so at that point. But the biggest thing I would say is stop the Trenbolone, straight up. I know there's a lot of jokes out there, memes out there. I know there's a lot of people that take Trenbolone out there. But, and I'm not an innocent angel, right? So in my past, before Titan Medical Center, I definitely maybe ran across some of these different things, or had a lot of friends on some of these different things. So at that point, we've pretty much seen it firsthand of what's going to go on. And then knowing the medical side afterwards really puts it in place where it's not a good drug. The reward is not worth the risk or the symptoms of taking the drug. So that's what it is. And there's a ton of other things out there that get you results that you don't have to do that and be healthier.
Not only that, too, everybody I know who's taken Tren or have taken it and they're not taking it anymore, or they're currently taking it, you can't even enjoy what it does, because you feel like crap all day long. I mean, you're a different person. You're moody. You can't sleep, so you look tired. It makes you look tired because you don't sleep. You have bags underneath your eyes. You're sweating all over the place. You don't want to be around people, so it's you may be strong. Your body may be a little bit more muscular, but you can't even enjoy the fruits of that. I'd rather feel good. I'd rather feel good, take a little bit longer and do it the right way, so I can actually be talking and be in a good mood with people, enjoy the body that I've worked so hard for. So no Tren, guys. No Tren.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Any other questions?
I'm not sure. We got any other questions, Art? That's it for now. If we have any more, we'll just jump back. Let's jump into these topics.
Let's get these topics, Drew.
You want to go, or you want me to go?
No, tell me about the woman who won $43 million who was offered a steak dinner instead of her winning.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Actually, this story originally happened. She actually played the slot machine in 2017, but it's like a follow-up. There's been a lot of articles following up on it recently. Yeah, a lady from Jamaica, Queens, was at the casino in Queens. Basically, she did a slot machine, and it came back that she had won $43 million, or I'm not sure if it was a slot machine, some type of machine. She won $43 million, so she's going hysterical, this and that. I'll get into more detail, but to make a long story short, the casino basically said the machine malfunctioned, you weren't supposed to win. And then they basically, after all that, they said, "Oh, we'll give you a steak dinner, a $43 million steak dinner." So, the thing is when I looked at a couple different news reports on this, and one of them on the back of the machines it says, "We are not responsible for malfunctions." I never realized that machines had that. Yeah, if you look at one of the articles, I'm not sure if the ones aren't pulling up, but on the back of the machine it had a little disclaimer on every, and it said we are not.
Yep, it says malfunctions void all pays. And
malfunctions void all pays and whatever. So basically, the thing is when you're dealing with a machine, it's a machine. So how do we know it malfunctioned? Was it going to tell us? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It just scrambles numbers or symbols and puts them out there. So it's the machine. It's just crazy. I mean. She ended up, let me see. She ended up getting a little bit something from it, but I mean, that would. I really don't understand. I really don't understand how that's possible.
They should have gave her $1 million, $1 million. That's it. One.
They gave her what she actually won, which was $2.25.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is, her lawyer said this. He quoted this. He said, "You can't claim a machine is broken because you want it to be broken. Does that mean it wasn't inspected? Does that mean it wasn't well maintained?" Right. That makes sense, because if I rent a car and the car breaks down, it's their job to fix it. I don't have to pay for it. So if I play a machine and it's not maintained, that's why it malfunctioned. Whoever's supposed to fix that machine, that's their problem. I should get my money. So
I mean, look at the flip side to it too, Drew. How many people put their money in that before her and may have lost? Was it malfunctioning and taking their money and not doing the correct thing there?
Yeah. Or yeah. What if they lost and they were supposed to win?
Previous?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that works both ways. So at that point, like,
But
whoever is supposed to be inspecting things, to your point, should definitely be inspecting things. They're usually, like, I know they do have inspectors, like in Vegas, that do come out and inspect the machines just to make sure everything's on the up and up. I know the casinos got their own people, and then there's another overseeing type deal as far as, I don't know what they're called there, but they do go look at these different machines and make sure that everything is up to standard, kind of like a gas pump.
yeah.
So you have to come out there and verify the gas pump, everything's good there and everything's fine. So yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, I would definitely feel some type of way if I did not get any bit of money out of these guys. I mean, that's a lot of money to say, you know what, it was a mistake, sorry.
I wonder how
It is
much
what
the
it is.
casino.
Interesting.
I mean, casinos make so much money; they don't really care. They make so much, but I wonder how much they're losing because of this. I wonder how many people that go to that casino have heard of this and be like, "What? I'm not going there because it could happen to me." You go, whether you go in there and spend a couple hundred or a couple grand. I mean, you go in there and spend that money, and the whole time you're like, "Yeah, I might win, but it might not count."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not a gambler
Yeah.
at all. So I'm glad that
Neither am I.
I'm glad I'm not a gambler.
I'm right there with you, Drew.
I don't want to. Yeah, I first time I ever not gambled, but when I was younger, I had a little landscaping job at high school. And I went to the gas station and got like a $2 scratch, or $2 scratch off. I won $50. First time I ever did it, and I never went back.
Wow.
Like most people, that like triggers them.
Nice.
The guy I was with, he used to spend $40, $50 every day at the gas station on scratch offs. Every day, he'd buy like a stack and be sitting there.
What?
He'd be throwing them out the window. I'm like, every day he's spending like people, and that's what he did in front of me. So these people that have gambling problems, just imagine what they do when they're not around you. It's kind of like people that overeat or do drugs. Like when they're not around you, it's like, but
Yeah, that's what it is too. It is a true addiction, man. Too. I mean, it is what it is.
43
You always
million.
think you're gonna be able to come back and get that. I'll make it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it up.
Yeah.
No go.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
No go.
Yeah, but
All right, so let's get to the next one.
Yeah.
So even a little alcohol can harm your health. So this is really, really interesting because when we talk about alcohol, we obviously know that alcohol is not good for us when we drink excessively. And there are studies out there that show that alcohol in small amounts, like red wine, can be beneficial to cardiovascular health because of raising HDL, as far as, helping them with an antioxidant that's in the bloodstream, and that's what it was supposed to be. But these new studies are starting to show that it doesn't matter if somebody doesn't drink Monday through Friday, and they go out Saturday and they drink 10 drinks, then they're excessively taking in alcohol, one way or the other. Because usually people will say, all right, well, I'm not going to drink when I get home a 6-pack or a 5th of whiskey every night. And there are people out there that do that, if not more. So when we talk about that, we got to look at, hey, listen, is what we're doing okay? Because I looked into it. I'm like, so alcohol is a carcinogenic. And I'm like, damn. I was like, I don't even like putting carcinogenics in my body, but there are some carcinogenics that do go in our body.
yeah.
And alcohol is one of them. And so what they said was basically alcohol can lead to a couple different things health-wise that can be really, really negative to you, which is cancer. So they've got direct links to colon cancer, breast cancer, esophagus cancer, mouth cancer, and so on. So it's really interesting to see some of these different things like this and these studies that they were doing. And this was a really, really big study too as well. So this wasn't just some little minute study that we see sometimes where the evidence can be skewed, or they didn't look at enough people, or it was one race, one age group. This was a very, very big scale of people that they looked at with this. So alcohol, we know too, when you're working out and you're trying to gain muscle, it's probably not the best thing to be on your side to do this, because it will slow down your muscle gains for sure. Not to say it's going to take everything away, or you're not going to get anything out of your workouts, but if you don't drink, you're probably going to get better gains and feel better all the way around. So, I don't know if I do drink on occasion. I am one of those people. If a weekend we go out, whatever, there's champagne, but I don't drink every weekend. And I don't drink pretty much during the week, I don't drink at all, unless it's an occasion or something like that. I might have 1 or 2 drinks total, and that's what they say is okay for a person. But they don't even want people to average 2 drinks per day for the whole week. So that means it's got to be an average, not a daily consumption. So if you're drinking alcohol and you're having problems health-wise, and you don't possibly want to, I would probably cut down on the alcohol as much as you possibly can. It can bring addiction too as well, just like gambling, and it can be detrimental to your health if you drink a lot. So if you're controllable as far as when you're drinking and you're only having a couple drinks, then that's okay. But if you're being excessive about it, adhere and know what you're doing, look at it, and then change that. So that's my big kick on alcohol. Obviously with New Year's, there's a lot of New Year's resolutions out there. Some people are, I'm not going to drink, for a month, for a year, or whatever it is. So if you have that as a resolution, stay forward, because it will help you with your health and will help you probably with weight loss too as well. So these are some pretty strong facts to do. What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, I think those are all great points. Another thing too is it's not gonna make you cheat on your wife. It's gonna make you get a DUI. It's gonna make you get in an argument. It's gonna make your thinking not right. So
True.
Yeah, and not only that with the alcohol,
True.
not just from a medical or I'm not sure what the word is, like in terms of building muscle standpoint, but in terms of the way you feel, like what you said. The times where I used to, I'm like you now. I have occasional drink. Like with you, I have a glass of champagne, or if somebody's doing a round of shots for like a big event, I'll have one. But I haven't been drunk in a long, long time, like actual drunk. But even those little drinks, I still feel like bad about it. Like if I have a shot, I'm like, oh, should I have done that? But this and that. My whole thing is, like what you said earlier, is if you have 1 drink a day, or say if you have two glasses of wine a day. 1 midday and 1 before you go to bed, or whatever. One when you get off work, and 2 glasses of wine with your meal, like a steak meal or whatever. Now, if you have 2 glasses of wine a day and you do that every day, is it just as damaging to the body over a course of time as opposed to someone having 14 glasses of wine all in one day? Like that like in other words, if someone has a whole bottle of wine on Friday, the whole bottle. Every Friday, as opposed to that same bottle amount spread throughout the week. I would assume that the smaller amounts is going to be less damage because it's not a single shot. But then again, you have 6 days of recovery time after the alcohol. So my whole thing is like, because that's the argument people use. Oh, I don't drink. I used to drink every day, and now I just drink on the weekends. Well, if you drink just as much on the weekends as you did throughout the whole course of the week to make up for it, you're like, oh, I got to drink more now because I'm only drinking on the weekends. Like, what's worse, spread out or all at once? Like, I don't know what the worst is. Like,
well, I mean, it really comes down to, when it said in this article, was volume and quantity.
Yeah.
So the more days you drink and the more you drink on those days, those people are going to be at a higher risk of getting these different diseases that are out there. Because what happens is when we start drinking a lot, it actually damages the DNA. And you're thinking, man, like, how do you damage DNA? Because DNA is what makes us who we are, right? Yeah. But it does damage DNA. When it damages DNA, it damages cells. These cells never repair themselves. And when they don't repair themselves, this is when those cells could possibly turn to cancer cells and start growing out of sight.
Yeah.
And they also mentioned this, which was a pretty cool thing, just a point to their end, that the people that were drinking the red wine, that can do that 1 glass or maybe 2 glasses possible day, or just red wine, those people usually didn't have the negative health effects because they were in a healthier lifestyle than the other people. They were exercising, they were eating properly, and they were drinking the glass of red wine for their health. Yeah. So there is a difference of what you're doing.
It's crazy. I used to have a client. I used to have a client like probably 10 years ago where he was so healthy. He ate clean like all the time. He did his cardio. He did everything I told him to do. He was in shape. He looked like he could, compete in the show, but that wasn't his thing. He wanted to be in shape. He ate clean. He had his Tupperware with him, all this stuff, but he used to drink beer every night. So I'm just like, I'm like, man, like not a lot. But he said not a lot. But I just he's like, it's just like, damn, like you're eating so clean, but he would drink beer like, he'd tell me, I have a couple beers every day. That's what he would say. You never know if someone's saying that, but it's just like, damn, just imagine how much. But like what you said, if that was a person that was eating McDonald's every day, smoking cigarettes and 100 pounds overweight, it would probably hurt him a lot more. He's doing cardio, he's maintenance, so it's sure. But just think how much more healthy he could have been if,
Of course, 100%. And there's a little bit of difference between drinking wine and drinking beer.
Yeah.
So the antioxidant properties that come from wine that help come from grapes. Beer is not made like that.
Yeah, that yeast and right? It's just fizzy and
and all this. That goes right to the gut. That's why the beer belly thing is there.
Yeah.
You can see a ton of women that drink wine that are skinny little winos that drink wine all damn day.
Yeah.
But if you start drinking beer, you're gonna start stacking on pounds.
Actually, it's true.
It is, dude.
I don't know of any women like people don't drink beer like they used to. Remember back in the day, everyone drank beer. Now it's like, do people even like? It's weird. Like
people are more conscious though.
Yeah.
They know, like, hey, listen, if I drink tequila, it's gonna be 0 calories without any it might have some sugar.
And it's gonna be like 3 times the strength or whatever. Yeah.
Right. So the people are getting smart about what they're drinking. They're drinking smarter and not harder.
They're drinking O'Doul's. They're drinking O'Doul's.
Now, that'd be the way, but you probably, that would suck because you're getting that taste, and you're probably getting some of that the stuff that's in there, and at that point, you're not getting the alcohol. So you're like, man, I'm not even getting drunk, and I'm probably going to fat myself up. So
so it's pretty much like you're going to gain all the bad weight, but you're just not going to get the alcohol. So it's just like, but the thing is,
I mean, fun doing it, I guess.
I joke around about O'Doul's, but if I was like an alcoholic or knew someone who's a severe alcoholic, and like some people just drink a 6-pack every day for 20 years, like they've been more.
Yeah.
So it's like for those people, I see it's a good thing, but other than that, like what's the point in drinking something that is not going to do anything, that doesn't even taste like people say they like the taste of beer. That's usually people that just like the idea of having a beer. People that drink coffee, like, or they need it, they feel like they like it, but it's kind of like alcohol.
Yeah.
Does alcohol really taste good, or people just deal with it, like stuff they could deal? They take it like, Think about food if people did that as food. Think about if you walk around with a plate of food, something you made, and they took a bite of it and they were like, trying to swallow it down. And that's what people do every time they do a shot. Yeah. Crazy. Craziness.
All right. So, woman driving to work from Mexico to San Diego finds 2 people in the car trunk.
Yeah. When I first heard it, I was like, okay, but basically what happened is the woman didn't know. She said she didn't know that these people were in her trunk, but it makes sense why someone would try to get into this country doing this, because we're not near the border at all over here in Florida, but people that are in Texas, California, border states, some people have to commute every day, whether they go into Mexico or go into the United States. Every day have to commute. So obviously what these people are doing is like, okay, not only that, if you drive across the border every single day, after a while the border guys know you. Hey, how you doing? Hey, he's fine, because they see you so many times. So these people are like, okay, well, if I catch someone that goes through often, they won't even check them. So they snuck into the trunk of the car. My whole thing is, has this happened before with this same woman? Like that's what I mean. I'm sure it's happened for other people, but now it's like, maybe people have been using this woman to get over, and then they just finally got caught. So it's just, but
that happens all the time.
I never thought about that. People that actually have to cross the border to commute every day for work. That's depending on if there's a line. There's no express, like, there's no sun pass where you could just drive through everybody. But it's just crazy that's how people, it's smart. I just don't know how many people actually, like, just imagine pulling up your car and you see 2 people just jump out the back and start running.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I'm sure she's checking her trunk every time she gets in now. But it was a weird. It's a short story, but it was just weird to me. I've never seen something like that. And people that work, that commute every day. If there's anybody out there that works that has to commute across the border in any state, let me know what that experience is like. Do they give you like a worker's pass? Do they have to do the same procedure every time you cross as the other people? So I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah.
Check your trunk.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a crazy thing. And like, how do they even get in the trunk?
Break into the car, hit the trunk release.
You think they broke in the car and did that, or the car might have been left open and they did it? That's the only other way that she couldn't be involved, because otherwise, somebody, either her boyfriend or kid, somebody knew somebody who got keys or let them in the car. That's like a no-brainer there. Like, unless they broke in, there's no way. Or they held their hostage or drive across the border. I could see that too.
break into her house, grab her keys, hit the trunk button, open button, and put the keys back. You know, I don't know who knows, but I think she knows. I mean, obviously, I think if I had to guess, she'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know they were in there." I mean, they can't prove it that she didn't know unless they like have pictures or something of her with the people. So, but it's crazy. I want to see more. I'm gonna look at some like smuggling and stories and stuff tonight to figure out like. No, you can't fit people in your trunk, so you don't have to worry about it, huh? What'd you say?
The coyotes.
Yeah.
That's what they call them. Bringing people across the border.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
All right, so let's get to the next one. Last one of the day. So egg prices have soared 60% in a year.
I hate it.
So, yeah, you know, that's the worst news ever. Because I'm a big egg eater, if you guys don't know. I eat 12 hard-boiled eggs a day. Egg whites, not the full egg. I won't take all that credit. I couldn't fit that all down. There's no way I could fit that all down. Yeah. But, you know, so with this, it's been crazy. So eggs are 60% more expensive now than they were a year before.
I believe it because I remember
at that point. Yeah, go ahead.
I remember at one point going to like, I mean, this isn't any time recent, but I remember seeing eggs for 99 cents before, like a dozen, like generic eggs at like CVS or Walgreens. Like I've seen that before. Yeah. I haven't seen that in years. I get the Omega eggs, so it's usually like $5-6 for like the 18 pack. But I remember it used to be like $1.99, $2.99.
Yeah. So there's a couple of reasons for this, right? There's obviously a shortage in eggs, and that's why, you know, supply and demand has come, and that's why they're more expensive. But the big thing is that egg consumption has grown in part because more families are eating them as their main protein substitute. So basically, people are trying to cut out like steaks or like red meat per se or whatever it may be, and they're trying to substitute this protein source. So they're eating eggs, which is a good thing. Eggs are great for you. Eggs have a lot of nutrients in them, so they can help in a number of different ways, and a lot of good things and properties about them. So the other problem with eggs right now, the reason we're having a shortage, is because the U.S. has been slumped because of an ongoing bird or avian flu epidemic. Nearly 58 million birds have been infected with the avian flu as of January 6th. And this is the deadliest outbreak ever in the United States history. And every bird that they find that has this flu can't just get a vaccination or get some medication and be okay. They got to be slaughtered, right? So 58 million birds slaughtered because they were sick. So at that point, you know, the eggs are going to be more and more rare. Hopefully they're going to be able to get these up, the stock of these hens, so they can lay more eggs, so the consumption factor would be. Like one person usually on an average that eats eggs eats as many eggs as a hen would allow for 1 year. So that hen will lay, I don't know how many eggs per day, and that's what the consumption of the average American that eats eggs intakes every single year. So that's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I do.
That's a lot of eggs.
I do about a dozen a day. I do like 6 in the morning with my oatmeal, and then later on in the day I'll have another egg meal with like another 6. But it's a quick, easy meal, good protein, quick, easy to make, quick to make, easy to digest. It's soft, you don't have to chew. You know, it's perfect. Goes with oatmeal, goes with rice, goes with pretty much anything. I love it. But it sucks because even the other day I went to get egg whites and they were completely out of egg whites. They were completely out of eggs. The only eggs they had were like the weird, like hen cage, whatever, like weird eggs that no one buys.
Oh yeah.
The Publix.
Yeah. So I mean that's the thing. Like eggs you can't get eggs everywhere in every state right now. There's that much of a shortage. So when you said that, I was like, this makes sense because I just read this that most people, you know, in some states can't even get them. I'm like, this is crazy.
But they can't at all?
Water.
They can't get them at all?
No, there's none on the shelves.
Oh, wow.
None on the shelves.
Amazon. Egg whites.
I mean, yeah, if they're in your area, because usually Amazon controls, what is the place they own now? They're Fresh. No, not Fresh. It's,
I didn't know that.
Supermarket. That's all organic.
Yeah,
they own that supermarket.
Yeah.
So, if you can get in your area, that'd be good because obviously this infection is not good and it's growing. So they can't get this under control yet, but they're trying to. So hopefully this comes to an end very, very shortly, because I don't want my eggs to go up any more in price, because I eat them every single day, and Drew does too. So at that point, we want to save some dough on our food, because eating eggs like this is getting expensive.
Yeah, I figured it was just the store I was going to or something. I was like, man, because I go pretty much the same grocery store. It's like, man, it's getting bad. Like, half the eggs are gone, all the egg whites are out, and it's like the eggs are like those weird companies that, like, what kind of egg is this? Like, it's like in a carton and it says like hens or some weird, like, what is the hen egg? Like, I never understood the difference with the eggs. Like, you see how they have like hens or hens? Isn't the hen the boy? Like, are the boys laying eggs too now? I'm confused. The rooster is the boy. The rooster's the male.
Yeah, so the roosters are the males. Yeah. The hens are the ones that lay the eggs. Yeah. So the hens are the ones that just sit there and just wait for the rooster to come around and
like the vegetarian.
Use the Ironmans and put it to good use.
Vegetarian weird eggs. I don't know. They're just weird. Anybody out there have the egg hookup? Let me know. I need the egg hookup. Bulk.
Bioengineered eggs.
Yeah. Ostrich eggs. I want ostrich eggs.
Impossible eggs.
I want to eat one ostrich egg every morning for breakfast. Like 200 grams of protein.
All right, we got one good comment here.
We got a good comment coming on. FPS 3910 said, my training has been killed because of sciatic pain. Ice, stretching, heat, nothing seems to work. This topic may be out of context. Any advice? Did you have an injury?
Yeah.
Did you have an injury, or where did the sciatic pain come from originally? Like, what triggered it?
From, that's for sure.
But if it's in terms of actual pain, we don't really do pain management here. We fix the problem. So, if you could tell me what it was, if it's a ligament issue, tendon, muscle tear, back.
What I would do too is look at inflammation too as well. At that point, like, I know your nerve is, that's the problem, but it could be caused by some sort of injury that you had before, and that could be causing inflammation, which could be causing some more sciatic nerve pain, and to getting the relief that you want. I mean, you have to look at some different things. I don't recommend chiropractors out there or anything like that, but I know some people that have had sciatic pain. I've never had this, thank God. But those people usually go to a chiropractor. And, I'm not saying that's the best way to go, but for my friends that have had these issues in the past, that's what they've done. And it's helped them. So, obviously you're going to have to do self-care with ice packs. You might need some anti-inflammatory drugs too as well. So that might be something you want to look at, or a muscle relax. There's even nerve pain medications out there, like gabapentin. So that's what Sharice takes daily. It's not a controlled substance. It doesn't get you high, but it blocks nerve pain. So that will be very effective in your treatment. So I'd go to like maybe your primary care, and talk to them about these anti-inflammatories and such. And then if you want to go to a chiropractor, that would probably help out too as well. So that would be the best bet.
Got any other comments? Any other people want to chime in? Anything else going on?
Real Hokey said something about he was in the Navy and they gave him old duels after 45 days being without alcohol.
See, something like that, I could see that, like as a congratulations, or something like that. But I mean, if it's somebody that's
they still just tease this boy.
Yeah, right. They're putting the taste back in his mouth, like
without getting the alcohol.
See, the whole thing with the old duels thing, real quick about it, is like I don't understand it, because if someone is a heroin addict, but they're gonna go make a drug that does this, like, okay, not heroin, say food. If someone is addicted to food and they can't eat cake because they'll gain weight, they eat cake every day, why would someone make something that tastes like cake that's healthy to give the guy to trigger his brain to go back into wanting cake? It's almost like, if you ever had that taste of beer in your mouth for a year and you did so great, keep it out of your mouth. You taste the old dude, you'd be like, oh. The next thing you know, Heineken.
I agree.
I
agree.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this. It's around us everywhere. Think about it. They don't want people eating red meat, so they make Impossible Burgers.
Yeah.
It tastes like it. It feels like
they don't want sugar, so they make Splenda. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just, they're just trying to find.
That's all those keto vegan people.
The only thing that I could see O'Doul's being good for somebody that does not want to drink is maybe if they're in a social atmosphere like a bar, a nightclub, whatever it is, and people like when you're younger, like you don't want to feel left out. Like everybody's drinking, but I'm not drinking. Yeah. So they have that bottle in their hand just to hold the bottle.
Yeah.
And it looks like they have a beer in their hand. Right?
Yeah.
So they're the cool kids, but they're not having alcohol. So I mean, I could see that, but other than that, I'm right there along with you. You're tempting somebody possibly, and at that point, it could lead to them going back.
Yeah, that was
a lot of things could.
That was me as a kid, like 12 years old, at the grocery, at the little corner store on my bike. I used to get the root beer in the brown bottle, and I used to take the label off and sit outside the store, like with the older guys, pretending like I'm like. Like just because I just saw them coming, you see guys coming in from work or whatever, like just stopping and getting 6-pack. So I used to literally ride my bike and sitting there eating like candy, drinking a root beer with the label off, trying to be cool. Stupid.
Oh,
and now I can't. Now I don't drink any of that stuff, so it's good. Crazy.
Enjoyed it then for sure.
It's like we want to be old so much, then we get old, and it's like, damn, it's not really that interesting anymore.
I know.
It's like. No, take me back to 12 where I could just eat candy and be hyper and not have a worry in the world. Other than missing the bus for school. That's about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Got any other questions? Any other questions or concerns? Titan testimonials? Anything?
I think they're ready for Friday.
They're ready? What's Friday? What do we got going on Friday?
No. Well, we do have
we got
Festival Speed.
Festivals of Speed.
Next week.
Yep.
Next week, Festivals of Speed. Friday, guys. Donna Crowley, I believe. Festivals of Speed.
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep, Sunday. That's Joe.
So why is Art? Why are you telling me Friday? I'm confused.
Next Sunday.
Sunday, Festivals of Speed.
Yeah, next Sunday.
But St. Pete or Clearwater this year?
I think Art said everybody's ready for it.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready for Friday.
They're ready to just dip out.
Yeah, hopefully the weather warms up a bit. Today it's kind of a little breezy and rainy. But Florida's always nice. Festival of Speed is always a great show. You can always check out the cars. You can come by the booth, see me, see the girls, see John, see Cherie, see the Titan Fleet. A new addition to the Titan Fleet this year, so that's good.
Yep, they'll be in St. Pete next Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
St. Pete next Sunday, Festivals of Speed. Next week, next Friday, this show right here, Titan Lifestyle at 2 p.m. Me and John, we always got events, we always got topics, and we always kick it off with the Therapy of the Week. Like I said before, guys, if you don't hit the bell on your YouTube, you won't be notified of these videos. So rather than having us to remind you or be like, oh, damn, I missed it, hit the bell. You'll be notified so you never be able to miss a show. Podcast as well. We have a podcast available for Android and Apple and also TikTok. TikTok's like the biggest thing right now. TikTok is booming. I'm sure as soon as we get off, the interaction on TikTok's going to be higher than everything else, which is good. So I might have to join the TikTok wave. Check us out on TikTok as well, and we'll be right back next week. You got anything you want to say, John?
Yeah. No, I'm good, man. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I'll see you guys next week, John. Have a great week and be safe.